Prairie Quilt and Fabric Shop, and I've got another block party demo ready for you. This is month 11, July, and we're almost done. Next month we'll be finishing up, but this is what this month's block will look like, and I'll give you a few tips on the techniques of making these units. So we're going to start out with all the pieces that we have cut. For the background, you have some rectangles, some 3-inch squares, and some 3 3/4-inch squares. And for the dark fabric, which is, in this case it's the green, but it's the one that makes the small points on the outside of the block there. We also have a 3 3/4-inch square, and then we have our medium fabric and our accent fabrics. We'll get to those in a minute. So I'm going to start out by making the points on the corners of all the blocks. And you're going to take your background and dark 3 3/4-inch squares, put them together, draw the line and sew on either side of the line, or you can do as I like to do and just cut them and then sew a 3/4 inch, which I think is probably more accurate in this case, because with this particular block, accuracy is super important. There's no room in these units for squaring them up afterwards. So we're going to want an exact 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I find that I can get that better by just going along the cut edge of the center there. But if you prefer to draw the line and sew 1/4 inch on each side, if you can do that well, then that's fine. So that's what I've already done with these units here. And I'm going to press them, pressing towards the dark. Okay. You always want to press towards the side where the seam is being pressed, so that that's all the way open. You don't want little folds and tucks in your seam there. Okay, then you're going to take your ruler and you're going to cut off, or cut in half. And as I put this on here, diagonal from corner to corner, I also want to check to make sure my ruler lines are straight with the seam in there as well. Just a triple check there. So I'm going to do that to both of these. Actually, you will end up with, when you do all of them that you're supposed to, you'll end up with 8 of these. Okay, then I'm going to take my scissors, trim off the little dog ears out here, and I'm going to take 2 of them. I'm going to take my 3-inch square background and going to lay that on here. And this is kind of confusing, so the easiest way to do it is just to look at the diagram on the pattern and do it just like that. So what you have here, when you cut these out, you have mirror image units, which is what you want, because they're going to be placed on 2 sides of this square. So even though you go like that, when you cut them, you end up with mirror images. So as I look at the diagram there, see, that doesn't go there, it goes just like that, and then this one goes over here now, so you can see that this one wouldn't work here. Okay, it takes 2 mirror images and you'll end up with 4 of each kind. So I'm going to sew one side onto here and then I'll sew the other one on. That off, and then I will press this over with the seam going towards the square. I'm going to take this one and sew it on this side now. Get rid of my little dog ear there sticking out, it's kind of in the way. So then you're going to take your large square here, and you're going to cut it in half diagonally, like that. And you'll take one of these. You're going to place this one on here, right sides together, and they should fit exactly. They should be exactly the same size. If they're not, then make sure that they're lined up on these outside edges. If they're off a little bit in here, then that'll just be caught in the seam, so it won't be an issue there. So I got that on there pretty securely. So now I'm going to sew that together. And there we have it. I have it here so that the corner of my background square is not caught in the seam. It comes right to the edge. So I'm going to bring it over here to the iron and press it. Okay, so after that's pressed, then you're going to take one of your accent units, place it right there on the corner, sew across like that on the line and press it, and then that makes a little corner accent in each unit of the blocks there. So that's the last step. After you do that, just pretend that's done. After you do that, then we're going to take the background rectangles, put it between two of the corner units. Do that twice, so you'll have another set, and then you will take two other background rectangles, put them together like that, and you'll sew those three together, and then your block will be finished. Okay, so again, this is what the block looks like. I showed you how to put those together. You have three little rows you're sewing together to complete the block. So that's all for this block. If you enjoy our videos and like it where we use the sew machine and give you a little more up close look at it, let us know. Make some comments in there on this video and let us know what you like about it, and that will help us to improve our videos in the future.